Welcome to Accepting Life, where we help you navigate the world of wealth and status. Deception is an inherent part of human nature, and at some point in our lives, we may encounter people who lie to us. It could be a friend, colleague, or even a family member. The ability to recognize when someone is not telling the truth can be a powerful tool in various aspects of life, such as business, relationships, and personal safety. However, spotting a liar can be challenging, as people have become skilled at masking their deceit. In this article, we will discuss some helpful tips for identifying deception and recognizing when someone is lying to you. Deception is a pervasive aspect of human communication, and it's something that we all encounter on a daily basis. In fact, research suggests that the average person tells between 10 and 200 lies per day, depending on their level of social interaction. With such a high frequency of dishonesty, it's no wonder that we've spent centuries developing ways to detect lies and make people confess to their misdeeds. From medieval torture devices to modern polygraph tests and brain scanners, humans have tried countless methods to uncover the truth. However, all of these devices can be fooled with enough preparation, making them unreliable for everyday use. So, how can you know if someone is lying to you? That's where we come in. In this article, we're going to explore 15 foolproof ways to spot a liar and uncover the truth once and for all. Whether you're trying to catch a dishonest partner, identify a fraudulent business deal, or simply want to become more skilled at reading people, these strategies will help you become a master of deception detection. So, if you're ready to learn how to spot a liar, read on and discover the secrets of human communication that will change the way you interact with others forever. When it comes to spotting a liar, inconsistencies in their stories can be a major red flag. If someone's story changes or has inconsistencies, it could be a sign that they are not telling the truth. This is because lying requires the liar to remember the details of their fabricated story, which can put them in a difficult situation. Human memory is not always reliable, which means that their story might change or have inconsistencies. In fact, research has shown that people are more likely to lie when they are asked to recall events in reverse. This creates a lot of headaches for the liar as they are forced to focus on the details they mentioned earlier, while the investigator can examine their body language. This is one of the most effective ways to catch a liar because by pointing out certain contradictions in their story, you could easily get an emotional reaction out of them. Liars might become defensive, angry, or evasive when their inconsistencies are pointed out, which can be a clear sign that they are not telling the truth. Therefore, paying attention to inconsistencies in their story is crucial in identifying a liar. Liars often use qualifying words and statements like, "to be honest," or "I swear to appear sincere and honest even though they are lying." A study published in the Journal of Language and Social Psychology found that people who used qualifying language were perceived as more trustworthy and credible. However, this could also act as a red flag in situations where you're suspecting someone of being dishonest. Therefore, the next time you hear someone using qualifying language, pay attention because they might be up to something. It's important to keep in mind that not all qualifiers indicate lying, but they could be used to manipulate your perception of the truth. By paying close attention to the language used by the person, you can spot inconsistencies and red flags that could indicate deception. Identifying deception is not an easy task, but it is an important one. There are many signs and red flags that can indicate whether someone is lying or not. By paying attention to the person's body language, inconsistencies in their story, and the language they use, you can have a better chance of spotting a liar. Remember, the truth is always important, and it's up to us to uncover it. One of the most common ways to determine if someone is lying is to check their body language. This is because our nonverbal cues can reveal a lot about our true feelings and intentions. Liars may exhibit signs of anxiety or nervousness, such as fidgeting, sweating, or avoiding eye contact. Of course, it's important to note that these behaviors could also be a sign of a neurodivergent condition or general anxiety disorder. However, they could also indicate that the person is hiding something. Liars may also try to distract from the lie by using excessive hand gestures, avoiding physical contact, or even putting something in between themselves and the listener in order to create distance. They might also cross their arms or lean away from the listener in an attempt to deflect attention away from themselves. In any case, paying attention to someone's body language is one of the primary indicators to look out for if you want to spot a liar. Moreover, it's worth noting that most of our actions are unconscious, meaning that it's likely that their body language will give them away. By observing someone's body language, you can potentially catch them in a lie and find out what they are really thinking and feeling. Another way to spot a liar is to pay attention to how they answer questions. Liars may stall for time or try to avoid answering the question altogether. This is because they need time to come up with a lie or to try to avoid being caught in a lie. Smart liars usually take their time before they answer certain questions, which could make things difficult for the person trying to catch them in a lie. While stalling is not enough proof to confirm that someone is lying, they might just be thinking about the answer. It could be a sign that what they are thinking about is relevant to the question at hand. However, avoiding answering the question altogether is a big red flag and a sign of discomfort. If someone is avoiding a particular question or topic, it's possible that they are hiding something and don't want to get caught in a lie. Paying attention to someone's body language and how they answer questions can give you valuable clues to determine whether or not they are lying. It's important to keep in mind that these indicators are not foolproof, and some people may be better at hiding their lies than others. However, by using these strategies, you can increase your chances of spotting a liar and getting to the truth of the matter. Deceitful people who lie can become overly defensive or aggressive when confronted with the possibility of being caught in a lie. This is because they feel threatened and may try to deflect attention away from themselves. When a person is being truthful, they usually don't feel the need to raise their voice or become defensive because they don't feel threatened. The pressure that a liar feels is an important sign that they are hiding something, and this can be useful in detecting deception. However, it's important to handle the situation with caution, as there is a high chance that the liar could lose control and even get physical if they can't deceive you with words anymore. Remember that a cornered animal is the most dangerous. To extract the truth from a liar, you might need to trigger their emotions. This is because when people get emotional, they tend to reveal more about their true feelings and intentions. Just make sure that you stay safe when doing so, as confronting a liar can be risky. Liars may resort to being overly specific or vague in their lies in order to sound more convincing or to avoid getting caught in their lie. Dishonest people will resort to all kinds of manipulative tactics to divert you from the truth. It's important to pay attention to the details and try to catch any inconsistencies in their story. This is a common pattern among criminals, and detectives and criminal investigators have refined the art of asking the right questions in order to prevent the subject from getting away with their lies. If you've watched enough JCS crime psychology videos, you already know how important it is to smell the bull and detect deception. When you ask someone a question, pay attention to their answer. Is it incomplete or too detailed? If so, you might have just been lied to. Being aware of these tactics can help you to spot a liar and avoid being deceived. Remember to trust your instincts and gather as much evidence as possible before drawing any conclusions. Are they changing the subject? This is one of the most common tactics used by liars to avoid answering a direct question or to divert attention away from the topic at hand. It's important to be aware of this behavior and understand that they are doing it on purpose to deceive you. If you notice this happening, you need to take action and stop them from derailing the conversation. Repeat the question and make sure you get the answer you need. It's at this point that the liar may become agitated or defensive. Being left with no other options, people will do anything they can to avoid having a difficult conversation or to admit that they've done something wrong. So, if they are changing the subject, it's almost certain they are trying to hide something. Let them talk for a while to fool them into thinking that you fell for their trap, and when you're ready, politely get them back on track and reiterate your question. You'll find out soon enough if they were lying or not. Do they use filler words or phrases? People often use filler words and phrases when they feel stuck or don't know what to say. This doesn't always mean they are lying, but liars do often use filler words like or ought to stall for time in order to come up with a relevant answer. Think about it. We've all done it in school or college when the teacher asked us a difficult question. However, if what you're asking them is clear, direct, and easy, they would have no reason to stall for time unless, of course, you're trying to build up a lie in their mind. Keep in mind that it all depends on the context and the person's normal speaking patterns. Some people use filler words more often than others, so it's important to look for changes in behavior. If someone who usually speaks confidently and directly suddenly starts using filler words and phrases, it could be a sign that they are lying. Additionally, if they keep repeating themselves or using the same phrases over and over again, it could be a red flag. Pay attention to these cues, and you may be able to catch a liar in the act. Liars may try to fake their emotions in order to manipulate others and deceive them. They might use various tactics like fake crying or using exaggerated facial expressions to create a sense of empathy or sympathy in their listeners. It's not uncommon for them to try to fake confidence or appear cooperative to deceive the other person. These are all tactics that natural-born liars are masters at, and they are often successful in misleading others. As someone who's trying to detect lies, it's important to remain rational and objective, even when faced with fake emotions. Don't let your emotions cloud your judgment, and always keep in mind that what you're seeing might not be genuine. One of the most significant red flags of a liar is their tendency to create excuses for their actions instead of taking responsibility for them. This behavior is a sign of weakness and indicates that the person is not confident enough to own up to their mistakes. The more they try to make excuses, the higher the chances they are going to lie to you. What's even more concerning is that even after being caught lying, some people will continue to create excuses for their behavior. They might even lie about the reason they lied to you in the first place. This kind of behavior is simply childish, and it's a clear indication that the person cannot be trusted. As someone who's trying to detect lies, you should always be aware of this behavior and be ready to call them out on their lies. Don't let them get away with it, and always hold them accountable for their actions. When someone is being deceptive, they may be vague or evasive when answering questions. They might not provide specific details or could even give incomplete information in order to avoid getting caught in a lie. While it's true that people can forget what they did a long time ago, this rule only really applies when we're talking about shorter time frames or more recent events. For example, if someone is asked about their whereabouts on a specific day and they respond with, "I don't remember," it could be a red flag. However, if they are asked about their whereabouts on a date that was several months ago, it may be understandable that they don't remember the details. When a person is telling the truth, they tend to provide more specific and accurate details about the events in question. Liars, on the other hand, will avoid giving specific time frames or details regarding their activities. This could be because they are trying to create a vague story that is harder to fact-check, or because they are trying to buy time to come up with a more convincing lie. When people are lying, they may talk less about themselves and more about others. They might use the third person to distance and disassociate themselves from their deceptive statements. This can be a subtle yet important clue to watch out for during conversations. Some liars even include other people's names and narratives in their stories to make them sound more credible. This is a dirty tactic and a risky one, but it can fool many people. By talking about others, liars hope to distract their listeners from the fact that they are the ones who are lying. It's important to pay attention to how people talk about themselves and others during conversations. By doing so, you can gain valuable insights into their motives and potential deceptions. Case of people with multiple personalities. Lying can be even more complex as each personality may have its own set of beliefs, memories, and behaviors. In order to maintain their different personas, they may have to lie to cover up inconsistencies or gaps in their stories. It's important to note that not everyone with multiple personalities is a liar, and not all liars have multiple personalities. However, it's worth being aware of the possibility of multiple personalities if you're dealing with someone who seems to have radically different behaviors or beliefs in different situations. It's also worth considering that some people may not even be aware that they have multiple personalities, and may genuinely believe their different personas are all part of their true self. In these cases, confronting them about their lying may not be effective, and therapy or other forms of support may be necessary to help them come to terms with their condition and learn healthier coping mechanisms. Ultimately, whether someone has multiple personalities or not, it's important to recognize that lying is often a symptom of deeper issues such as insecurity, fear, or a desire for control. By understanding the root causes of lying and addressing them with empathy and support, we can help individuals break out of the cycle of deception and build healthier relationships based on trust and honesty. Psychopathic tendencies are a serious concern when it comes to identifying people who lie frequently. Psychopaths often exhibit superficial charm, a grandiose sense of self-worth, pathological lying, manipulative behavior, and poor self-control, among other traits. It is no wonder that individuals who frequently lie may exhibit some of these characteristics, as they may be attempting to manipulate others for their own gain. Identifying psychopathic tendencies in individuals can save a lot of time and trouble, as it can help you to see through their lies and deception quickly. If you know someone who exhibits some of these traits, it is essential to be cautious and aware of their behavior. It is also crucial to recognize that people who lie often may not be intentionally deceitful, but may have underlying psychological issues that contribute to their behavior. It is crucial to look for psychopathic tendencies when trying to identify individuals who lie frequently. This can help you to avoid potential trouble and to see through their lies quickly. If you suspect that someone may be lying to you, it is essential to be cautious and to seek out professional help if necessary. And always remember, honesty is the best policy. Being able to identify deception is an important skill that can help you in many areas of life, from personal relationships to professional settings. Liars often exhibit certain behaviors, such as avoiding eye contact, providing vague information, and using fake emotions. They may also have multiple personalities and display psychopathic tendencies. By being aware of these signs, you can improve your ability to detect when someone is lying to you. However, it's important to keep in mind that not everyone who exhibits these behaviors is necessarily a liar, and there may be other factors at play. As with any skill, practice and experience are key to becoming better at identifying deception. We'll see you back here again. Thank you for watching this video Accepting Life. If you found it valuable, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our awesome community.